no idea if this is the right stop, to be honest. I'm supposed to be at Cessus, but I'm currently past Cessus, so I may have missed one. I'm going to see if I can rent a car or get some cars somehow and hopefully get back on track.
While I didn't know it at the time, this train had essentially dropped me off in the middle of the woods with nowhere to buy food, water, or even accommodation anywhere around. Little did I know, however, that the next few days would be some of the most exhilarating of my life. I left the capital city of Riga on the 1st of August by train. That day, and the rest of that weekend, was supposed to be very nice weather-wise, at least relative for Latvia, so I didn't want to miss out on an opportunity for hiking. I would have approximately 3 days off from class, from Friday to Sunday, and I wanted to make the most of these as I possibly could. So, I packed up my things and I went out to the far Latvian countryside. The main city I was traveling to see was Cessus, in north-central Latvia. It's a relatively small city, with a population of under 41,000 in the entire municipality. But not far from Cessus was Melturi, where I would be staying, and thus I needed to find a way to get from the train station to Melturi. At first, this seemed simple. I would simply take the train all the way out to Cessus, and then I would hike from Cessus to Melturi. Sure, the weather wouldn't be perfect, and there would be some rain, but at the end of the day, it was only a walk of a few hours. Only, the train didn't stop at Cessus. And that's where we get this from.
I'm supposed to be at Cessus, but I'm currently past Cessus, so I may have missed one. I'm going to see if I can rent a car or get some cars somehow and hopefully get back on track.
Pun intended, of course. But as it turned out, there would be no car to rent.
Off the tracks now. We're just gonna walk it. It's an hour and 19 minutes. We can do this.
See, I had thought the train would take me to Cessus. Indeed, that's the ticket I paid for. But it actually took me much farther east. But this wouldn't be easy, considering that the train station at this stop was almost non-existent, meaning I had to crawl through the brush in order to actually make it to the road, which was made of dirt.
So I guess I wanted to go hiking. This isn't entirely what I had in mind. I am currently in the middle of nowhere, but I am on a road, technically, a dirt road. So we'll see where we wind up. Have an hour of walking ahead of me, so my phone is somewhat close to dying. I do have a backup battery, but I won't be doing that much filming, so there will definitely be some gaps in this little log of mine. Oh look, now it's cobblestone. We must be getting close.
But in the meantime, while I tried to figure out where I was and where I was going, I was at least able to take in the extremely beautiful scenery.
It's really pretty though. Weather's great. It's not raining. It's kind of drizzly right now, but it's not terrible. The weather's fairly cool, so it's pretty comfortable to walk in. Okay, so I have good news. I have finally reached the road.
And reached the road I had. But unfortunately, the weather would start to take a turn for the worst.
Okay, raincoat's on now. There's not so much traffic. It's still really pretty too. Starting to get a bit more wet. I still have quite a bit of walking ahead of me, but as long as it stays like this, I think it'll be pretty good.
Unfortunately, it would not stay like that, and it started raining harder and harder by the minute. That, and then there came another piece of unfortunate news.
Bad news is I'm almost out of water, or in this case, tea. I swear that's why it's yellow. It's because it's tea. I made the mistake of assuming that they would be selling tea or it's just something hydrating at the station. More than that, I made the mistake of assuming that there would be a station. So it's still a bit, there's still some water right now. Sorry, cars are coming by, so I'm trying to stay out of their way. Yeah, no, there's still some, a bit of rain. Right. Now at least I know where I was supposed to be. That's the road to Cessus, I take it.
But regardless, I had to push onwards to Melturi. Unfortunately, the rain simply would not let up, so I found myself having to take cover.
Okay, I did decide to eventually get shelter, as you can see. I do like the rain, but what I do not like is getting pneumonia. And as you can see, I've not really worn any waterproof pants, so everything on me from like the waist down is pretty wet. But this is a nice area.
I decided I would simply make the most of a bad situation and wait out the storm. It was kind of tedious just sitting there waiting for the rain to die down, but at the same time it was kind of relaxing, especially because I had been walking for quite a while prior to this. Not to mention that it had been such a long train ride, I just wanted to stretch out a little bit. Plus, I happened to find some good news.
I actually found a pretty good spot right now. Pretty dry here. There's a place to sit. But also, look who I found. There's this little guy who looks pretty cool. Must also be hiding from the rain. You and me both. Honestly, at this point, I would just rent a car, but one, what's the fun in that? And two, as you can imagine, reception isn't great out here right now in the middle of rural Latvia. So I know the route, and I plan on walking straight there. All I can really do now is just wait for the rain to let up. Of course, I have the layers and everything. The real challenge is just keeping dry, but it is getting late, and I would like to get moving soon.
As luck would have it, right after I had a little bite to eat, the rain eventually died down.
It hasn't stopped raining entirely, but it has stopped raining enough that I feel comfortable wanting to continue. In the meantime, right before I do want to show you this. It's the pond I was talking about. Now that it's clear, we can see it. That one over there. I just thought it looked really pretty. Like, it just looks really quaint. Yeah, the weather's much nicer now.
Fortunately, I was able to maintain a much steadier pace from that point forward, even seeing some cool sights.
Oh, it's a battle memorial. That is so interesting.
But it was getting late, and I had to push onward. And finally, good luck struck where I least expected it.
Is this what I think it is? Oh my god, I think it is.
I had found a cafe, and a very nice one at that. After all of that hiking, especially through the cold and the rain, there really wasn't anything I could have imagined better than some hearty, traditional Latvian food. And man was it good. Needless to say, I wouldn't have needed much help finishing it. When all was said and done, I had a shot of black balsam for the cold and for the fun of it, and I was on my way.
That was really good. I'm very glad that I went there.
The rest of the evening was spent in a similar fashion as before, as I continued to hike along the road, gradually inching closer and closer towards my destination at Melchery. And as you can see, I also managed to capture some very scenic shots.
Now we're finally off the road.
Off the road indeed, as the countryside seemed to grow more and more beautiful by the second.
And now we're back on the dirt road. This is so pretty. And the rain is finally over. And now I've actually had something to eat, so I'm feeling quite good.
Dirt road, yes, but not far from where I was to stay for the night.
Oh yes, there it is. Finally made it to what I'm pretty sure is where I'm staying tonight. And here we go. Look at this place.
Not only was the hotel itself quite beautiful and in an extremely scenic location, but after finally entering my room and seeing the accommodations themselves, I was pretty happy with the place I'd booked. Plus, I had brought along a good book to read during the night.
But against my better judgment, and certainly to nobody's surprise, even considering that it is past 8 o'clock, given that it's still light out, I will be doing a little more hiking.
And hike I did. For over an hour more, I enjoyed the extremely majestic views and serene landscape. This day had been somewhat of an adventure, and though there were some trials, I really found myself enjoying everything that I had done. Nothing, however, could have prepared me for what would come next.
Where's the road? There is no road. This is actually crazy.